Item C, discussion of leave buyback. My opinion would be we've got under new business, setting a work session to talk about leave buyback and some other things. I would suggest we wait until that workshop to get into a full-fledged discussion of leave buyback, if that's okay with you all.
I would like to add one thing else to that.
Okay.
On the same day, on the 24th day of May 2012, there was a resolution passed. The resolution, City of Big Ridge, Tennessee, eliminating the payment of health insurance benefits on a sliding scale as set forth in resolution number 1027 to any person hired as employees for the City of Big Ridge on or after July 1, 2012. So I would like to have this readdressed at the same time, see if we couldn't put that back like it was on the resolution 1023. Now, as you get an employee comes in here straight out of high school, who's in his 30 years, takes 50, but he wants to retire.
Right.
And how his retirement will be for insurance payments.
No, I don't disagree. I think certainly we can add that would be fine. I don't see any problem with that. We need to word the notice for the work session pretty broadly so that we can.
Why don't you just put
can
in
take
their
action.
compensation package, rather than putting leave buyback, except just put employee compensation package.
That would take in benefits as well.
Yeah.
So I think that sounds fine to me.
You make a motion for,
We're actually not there yet.
no, I say when you're talking about what goes one of the motion, you agree to say something about that, make a motion.
If we can essentially do away with item C here under old business, which is, again, the discussion of leave buyback, let's just deal with that at the workshop.
Sounds good.
Is that a motion?
Yeah, sure, I will do that. Okay. We have a motion and a second to, what's the word I'm looking for?
Table.
And we can table it until the workshop, yes. Motion and a second to table discussion of leave buyback until we set up the workshop, at which time we can discuss it. Roll call, please.
Vice Mayor Griffin.
Yes.
Councilmember Cagle.
Yes.
Councilmember Manning.
Yes.
Councilmember Stoll.
Yes.
Mayor Lambert.
Yes. All right, and we move on to new business. Item A, resolution number 2504.
Resolution number 2504, a resolution of the City Council of the City of East Ridge, Tennessee, approving a bid for SCPA airbags for the East Ridge Fire Rescue Department to be purchased from the Capital Improvement Fund.
Make a motion for,
So,
How much are these?
The air pack.
Was there a grant?
$6,000 a piece.
total of $48,040.
A little over $6,000 a piece. This is all in the budget this year.
I thought
This-
there was a grant, yeah. I don't know where we went, but we did have a grant.
What it was agreed, but what I brought to council was a plan to purchase so many air packs a year. That way we wouldn't have to be paying for all of the bottles itself. I explained to the council that the bottles still have 3 years left on the life. And I think the council just pretty much said, let's go with, replacing so many a year instead of having to replace all of it at one time.
So this 48,000 is in the budget,
48,000.
or it was in the budget.
It was in the budgets and the capital improvements, as well as the next item also. For $6,000 a piece, we'll do 8 this year, 8 the following year, and 9 the following year, and that will replace all that we have.
Okay, I believe we have a motion and a second to approve resolution 2504. Larry, were you the second? Yes. Okay, if we have no other comments or questions, I'll ask for the roll call, please.
Vice Mayor Griffin.
Yes.
Councilmember Cagle.
Yes.
Councilmember Manning.
Yes, and I will.
Councilmember Stoll.
Yes.
Mayor Lambert.
Yes. Resolution 2505.
Resolution 2505, a resolution of the City Council of the City of East Ridge, Tennessee, authorizing the city manager or his designee to purchase portable radios and accessories for the East Ridge Fire Rescue Department and the Tennessee Department of General Services statewide contract listing pursuant to Tennessee Code Annotated 12-3-1001.
Make a motion. Make a motion. Mike's acting. Make a motion to approve. And do we not have a grant for that? I thought we did.
This was another item also is with airbags. This was a 5-year, they're looking at 5 years on the airbags, the radios that we have, both radios for fire and police. 5 years is about the most that we're gonna get out of these radios. They're gonna quit making parts after 5 years, Motorola will, because everything's going digital and analog, so everything's changing. So we got a grant not long ago from FEMA. Fire department purchased 2 radios on that. Police department purchased 3 radios. The reason and the difference was the difference in price. Fire department's radios typically are a little more expensive because they have to be able to withstand the surroundings, the heat and the temperature and the water and whatnot. So those radios should be a little bit more. The fire department paid the overhead that was cost. After that, we made up the difference. This here is the same thing we're doing with the police radios. We've got it on a plan where we can replace so many a year. Taking into consideration, we've already been notified by FEMA, we're gonna get the same amount of money next year, so we're guaranteed the same amount of radios next year. So what we're doing is we're starting to replace so many a year, and that way about the 5th year, all our radios will be replaced, and we won't, in the future, have to have this problem again where everything goes out at one time.
How many
And this-
radios is it that you're requesting total in the 3 years?
Total in the 3 years, 3 years was on airbags, radios were 5 years. The radios typically we're doing 10 fire department radios per year. The next 5 years, total of about 50 radios. What we're doing is we're also doing away with mobile radios. We've got radios that are mobile radios that are in the trucks. We're eliminating them because of the transmitting difference between the portable radio and the mobiles. Usually the mobiles, you have to have more power, and that's the reason we have mobiles in the units. With these new portable radios and everything being digital and whatnot, you're getting the same transmitting that you would on the big mobile radios. So we're saving costs.
And this was a
Mobile
budget,
radios typically cost about 3 times more.
this was a budgeted item as
We've
well.
also budgeted capital improvements, that's correct.
So are we gonna get that other Homeland grant?
The grant has already, we've already been told by Hamilton County and FEMA, that we are guaranteed that grant next year.
Another $9,200.
What we'll do is we'll do it for the same thing, we'll use it on our communications. We'll specify some communications for that, since that will be a contributing factor for radios in the future. We'll continue this, that way we'll stay up to date with communication with everyone else in the county and the tri-state area.
All right. Very good. I think we had a motion. Did we have a second? No second yet.
I said,
Okay, Danny made the motion. Mark with a second. Any comments or questions? Roll call, please.
Vice Mayor Griffin.
yes.
Councilmember Cagle.
Yes.
Councilmember Manning.
Yes.
Councilmember Stoll.
Yes.
Mayor Lambert.
Yes. So item B was for the fire radios. Item C is for the police radios.
Resolution number 2506, a resolution of the City Council of the City of East Ridge, Tennessee, authorizing the city manager as a designee to purchase portable radios and accessories for the police department, the Tennessee Department of General Services statewide contract listing pursuant to Tennessee Code Annotated 12-3-100.
Make a motion We have a motion to approve and a second. We have any questions? Again, another budgeted item.
It's also come down to capital improvements, that's correct.
Including more grant. Some getting grants go with that.
No, this is no, sir. The police department, like I said, the fire department's getting 10 on this, the police department's getting 15, because the radios are cheaper.
Okay, have no other comments or questions? Roll call, please.
Vice Mayor Griffin.
Yes.
Councilmember Cagle.
Yes.
Councilmember Manning.
Yes.
Councilmember Stoll.
Yes.
Mayor Lambert.
Yes. Item D has been dealt with. Item E, discussion of bids for Camp Jordan Parkway project. We did receive a couple of bids for that project. They were more than we want. We asked for, truthfully, the specs asked for more than what they should have. And so, I have asked the Exit One guys to help. We have a handout of the costs that came in through those bids. I've asked the Exit One guys to go back and put specs together, because they did the specs for this first round. Asked them to go back and separate out everything. Let's just get a bid on the road. Do the landscaping and all that rolled into one package. Let's get the road, and then as separate items, if they want to do, if we want to bid out the landscaping and the lighting, the antique light poles, decorative stuff that goes down the sidewalks and all the rest, that's fine. Let's do it all separately, so that, ultimately what we pledged to do was build that road. And so, if it's a fairly vanilla road, so be it. But, we will do what we can.
We need a motion to reject the bids.
We do, and we need a motion to formalize also the rebidding process.
I make a motion to reject these bids and to ensure that a request for bid is sent out to every member of the Tennessee Highway Road Builders Association, and not just a few.
I'll second.
All right, we have a motion and a second, Mr. Cagle.
Okay. Since we know phase one has come in way over budget of the whole package, hey, we better look at phase two.
Well-
So what, to be took out of it, maybe do the same thing, or,
Well, and we have not actually bid out phase two yet.
well, I understand that.
So but yes, most definitely, and there are things that can be value engineered. We do that all the time. When we did the track at Camp Jordan, when we had it paved, the initial bids that came back were too high. We said, hey, let's go back and value engineer that thing, and Matt McCarley was helping us on that, and we were able to get it for a price that was acceptable. You don't have to use the absolute best available products on the market in order to get a quality product at the end of the day. So I think these things need to be value engineered. We do need to have it rebid. We need to have everything broken out separately, so that if we don't want to pay for antique streetlights, we don't have to pay for antique streetlights. If the Exit One guys would like to have antique streetlights and it's beyond what we want to pay for them, then certainly they can pay for it.
On phase two, Mr. Grant, has anything been decided on that gateway to East Ridge, grant thing? I mean, not East Ridge, but the gateway to the state or something. There's supposed to be some grant money available for the.
Gateway beautification or some such.
Yeah.
I think it
But
had
they used on the new.
been talked about at one point, but I'm not.
Yeah, I'm
I
not
don't have
sure that,
details.
I don't know if anything has been done on that or not. With the surplus that the city is, the state is projected to have, $600 million surplus. I'm trying to see if we can get our foot in the door and try to get some funds out of that.
Now, I would like, and we have a motion and a second to make sure that the Road Builders Association members are aware of this project. We have a motion to reject the open bids, rebid. I would also like, and we can amend the motion to do this, I would like for the specs that are developed by the Exit One guys and the engineers to come back to Chief Williams and Brad Hayes at the Codes Department for review before we let bids, before we ask for bids. I want to make sure that, that the city of East Ridge is comfortable with what we're seeing.
I agree with you.
So,
That
I will make that motion to amend the current motion to include that, so that,
I'll second.
again, the specs have to be reviewed by Chief Williams and our codes department.
I'll say.
Okay, we have a motion and a second on the amendment. We can have roll call, please,
This is on the amendment.
on the amendment.
Councilmember Abbott?
Yes.
Councilmember Cagle?
Yes.
Councilmember Manning?
Yes.
Councilmember Stoll?
Yes.
Mayor Lambert?
Yes. So now we will vote on the motion as amended. So we're rebidding the project, we're rejecting the first round of bids, we're rebidding it. The Road Builders Association members will receive notification of this project, and the specs will go before our interim city manager and codes department before they are released.
I'll make a motion.
Well, we've got a motion and a second, we do. Are there any other comments or questions? Roll call, please.
Councilmember Abbott?
Yes.
Councilmember Cagle?
Yes.
Councilmember Manning?
Yes.
Councilmember Stoll?
Yes.
Mayor Lambert?
Yes. Item F, discussion of request for qualifications for an architect for fire station number 2.
Mayor and council, we'd like to go ahead and go forward now. We brought this up last meeting, this week. I'd like to go ahead and start looking for an architect. Luckily, we have a new building inspector, Brad. Brad from Catoosa. He's had some dealings with building a fire station pretty recent down in Catoosa. We have also been made notice on several other architects in the area that have been building fire stations for Chattanooga as well as Hamilton County. So we would like to go ahead and start pursuing that, start looking for an architect this time, showing the property and what we have and everything. We will also be looking in the near future of probably rezoning that lot down at that area for a zero line, so we can get as much property on that as we can. But that is something else that we'll bring up to council.
We may want to go ahead and take care of that rezoning so that the architect is aware of it before we hire him. So I don't have a problem going ahead and making a motion to rezone that as a zero lot line.
Second.
I think that would need to go
I think
to the planning commission first.
we have to go planning commission first.
Well, usually out here,
Bring it back to council.
It will, yeah, it will, when it goes through our planning commission, it will come back here. But we can have, if you'll amend
Go
the
ahead.
motion
Go ahead and get it.
to have it in front of the planning.
Have it in front of the planning commission. Let's go ahead and get the process started.
I'll second.
Okay. We have a motion and a second to get the rezoning of that property in front of the planning commission as quickly as possible.
And I'd like to ask a question on that.
Uh,
The gentleman that took down the fire department, and he said, he'd like to put it back up. I forgot what he said, he charged. We had to pay for it again.
I don't ever do.
We'll have to bid it anyway.
Because he said he could put it all back up, and use all of it, put it back like it was, and add a bag to it. I forgot what the price was.
Of course, that's an option. We'll look at that option. We'll definitely contact that person. I'm sure that code enforcement will have a code enforcement, somebody here to see, I have a contact information, we'll reach out to him also.
Okay. Very good. Well, we have a motion and a second. This is to get the rezoning of Fire Hall property in front of our planning commission again as quickly as possible. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Abbott?
Yes.
Councilmember Cagle?
Yes.
Councilmember Manning?
Yes.
Councilmember Stoll?
Yes.
Mayor Lambert?
Yes. Okay. But anything else on that topic?
On the architect thing, put this thing out for bid, could you put it out for bid for a company to furnish their own architect?
Potentially.
I don't really think we have to, as far as the city does not have to send out bids for an architect or a building, one of our own buildings. It's called a,
Professional services.
professional services.
Thank you. Bid process.
How did we do the one up here there? The one we had down there?
At that time, we've never had a fire station other than the one that was built here 20-something years ago, so they put that out. I think somebody, I don't even think we actually bid that station two out. I believe that Zach Wonk's dad was approached to look at putting together a fire station. He was an active architect at the time, and I believe he was appointed as the architect for that project.
I don't remember.
Just a thought.
Mayor, something that kind of mentioned the track, I like, we're starting to find out what's been going on.
Right.
With the track, we, a lot of cracks and all, we've had a suit against that, had heard anything from them.
Yes.
We need to bring that up next time.
Right, I don't want to give incorrect information, but basically, the company that ended up paving the track, didn't put enough base under it or something, and it has caused cracks. So, yes, if we could find out exactly what's going on with that, that would be wonderful.
I think when he said that, I think figured I left town.
No, we don't. All right. Item G, discussion of a committee for Camp Jordan. I had brought this up at the last meeting. Yeah, I had several people call me and ask me, what exactly is this about? And I wanted to clarify a little bit. You know, my thinking is Camp Jordan needs a long-range plan. You know, we need that for every part of our city. You know, we're about to move into a phase that we really haven't seen the likes of around here. So I think we need a long-range plan. I think Stump does a great job. This is not about Stump in any way. This is whoever the Parks and Recreation Director was, if it was Stump or if it was somebody else. I think that person, we ought to empower that person to be able to put together a group that will help him or her to see what is possible with Camp Jordan. And get together people who have a sports background, a recreation background. I think the more experience, the more knowledge you can bring to the table, and I think that only helps us to again know things that have been done in other places, what's worked, what hasn't worked, and again what we can do at Camp Jordan. And so Stump has, I think, put together a list of folks that he would like to have. But again, he and I have kind of jokingly talked about initially a blue ribbon panel, but doggone it, it is a blue ribbon panel. So Stump, if you'll come forward, I think you can explain a little bit about this list.
Can't put hide in the corner, I think.
when the mayor asked me to put this together, I tried to, I thought about it ever since, and this is a good list, but this list could even been longer. I mean, there's people that are not on this list, that, Kenny Smith's one, and I can go on and on and on. But basically, in my opinion, this committee is to provide insight and suggestions for a 5 and 10-year plan for Camp Jordan East Ridge Parks and Recreation. The committee has members who also will be able to help with projects, marketing, fundraising, promotion, and events. This is not a voting committee with any authority. There is not a limit of time for the members to serve. If a member steps down, the Parks and Recreation Director will add a qualified member to the committee. I plan on meeting once a month. I plan on making it a snacks type deal. And I did pick 20 people because I felt like all these people had something that they could bring to the table. Real quickly running down the list, Todd Agnew with First Things First, who's ran some of the most successful sporting events in the area. He and I partnered together to run the Jamboree every year. And you've got Kathy Broom, Director of Northwest Georgia Children's Advocacy Center. Y'all know what the Advocacy Center is. Her daughter Paige played here at East Ridge State Championship in volleyball and softball, and then she went on to Ole Miss and to Chattanooga, and then Mary Donald Pickett, who's the softball coach at Northwestern State. Brenda Coe, retired school teacher of 40 years. Her and her husband Clyde live in East Ridge and have lived here for more than 40 years. Ryan grew up playing baseball here in East Ridge. Ryan Coe went on to be a professional baseball player. He is now one of the top Major League scouts with the Texas Rangers. Byron Coleman, BC, is a longtime volunteer at Camp Jordan, directed successful leagues and tournaments. BC offered his time to build by hand 8 temporary mounds. It was Camp Jordan used for years. His son, B.J. Coleman, played professional football with the Green Bay Packers. His brother, Jared, played at the University of Chattanooga. Barry Corder. Barry's been entertainment editor for the Chattanooga Times Free Press and served on the Friends of the Festival, which is a Riverbend committee for years. He's also on the committee for, what's the one up in Middle Tennessee? Bonnaroo. He's also on the Bonnaroo committee. He too was a volunteer at Camp Jordan. His son Carson played baseball in East Ridge and now lives right over here in the city as a businessman. Bucky Dearden works at Orlando Hospital, has been a long-time coach and sports enthusiast in the area. Bucky and his brother Billy have coached and directed one of the most successful youth programs through OLPH. Bucky and Billy always go the extra step to make it better for the kids. They were both awarded the George L. Hunter Community Service Award from the East Tennessee chapter of the National Football League. Don Harris, the former sports writer at the Chattanooga Free Press for over 20 years, served in sports information, University of Chattanooga. Don's now with a 3H group which represents 9 hotels in Chattanooga, including their Fairfield Inn here in East Ridge. And you see each one of these people have got some things that can contribute to what we need to put things together. Don Husky, former mayor of East Ridge, who once was a commissioner of baseball and softball here. Don participated in developing the park and started the men's softball program as the commissioner. He's a former successful banker as well. Bobby Hudgens. Bobby grew up playing sports in East Ridge and at the high school. His father Ray has been one of the best baseball teams, had one of the best baseball teams in the South, playing under Pop's Driving. His dad's 93, used to work here at the city, and he's still alive today. Bobby played baseball at Vanderbilt, kicked at Chattanooga. He's a member of the Chattanooga Area Sports Hall of Fame. As a banker, been highly successful in fundraising for school sports. Very highly successful. Hunter Hughes, Hunter coached at East Ridge Recreation, has been very active in both recreation, select baseball, and volleyball through his son and daughter. His daughter's now a college volleyball player. He and his wife own more than 20 great clips here in the Chattanooga area. Jim Ledbetter, I mentioned him earlier in the meeting. Jim's an avid whitewater paddler, bicyclist, environmentalist who has spearheaded efforts to successfully clean the West and South Chickamauga creeks that adjoin Camp Jordan Park. The yearly effort is to unblock the streams for paddlers to enjoy nature. He brings a lot to the table. Ron Littlefield is a 2-term former mayor of the city of Chattanooga, also served as the chairman of the city council.
He has a passion for Camp Jordan Park and bicycle trails he still rides on there. Under Ron Chadwick moved forward in recreation facilities. He also, by the way, is the guy that made the swap for the bridge that we have that crosses the creek down there, not on the road, but that goes on our path over to there. And Ron was very excited. I talked to him this morning in Denver. He's excited about being a member. Glenn Meadows, owner of Wally's Restaurant in East Ridge. He's been involved in girls fast pitch for years and has traveled all over the United States as the father of a player. Tim Morgan. Tim's the president of the Hamilton County Sports Committee and has helped to bring many sporting events that have produced economic impact dollars in East Ridge and Hamilton County. He's the guy that's bringing everything from the with triathletes and things like that, and he's really doing a good job. He's been a valuable asset to me since I've been here. Robert Stahl, which y'all know Robert was an active member of the youth programs in the area and ran for city council. He grew up coaching his kids, or his kids grew up him coaching them out here, and ran for a seat in the last election. He's a banker who's very diverse in fundraising and in budgets. Patty Sanders. Patty's a delightful person who has been a veteran radio personality in Chattanooga for many years. She's assistant program director and on-air personality now at Sunny 92.5. She's an East Ridge resident, attends council meetings on a regular basis. Efren Stewart. Efren's our only African-American member on this staff. Efren has helped to develop one of the most successful youth sports programs in Chattanooga history. Most of you have heard of the Brainerd Bills football program, which has produced many college and even NFL professional players, and he also produces kids with character. Efren's also an umpire-in-chief in East Brainerd Recreation, and he is a football coach at McCauley School. John Tilley's a former vice mayor of East Ridge. He spent many years involved in select softball, one of the best programs in the area. John's an accomplished fundraiser and is well thought of by many people. Fred Whiteman. Fred is the vice president of marketing and product development for Game Time. He has more than a decade of marketing experience. He lives in East Ridge and was very instrumental in getting the city the great deal on the new playground. Dean Wilson. Dean Wilson has been involved in soccer at Camp Jordan for many, many years. He's one of the best coaches in the southern region, brings a wealth of knowledge of that sport. Rarely a day goes by that Dean is not in the park working. He's originally from England and makes custom, rare pipe organs that takes a year to make. So that's the people that I'm submitting for the committee if you decide to go with the committee. And I think we probably, somebody used the word advisory board, and it's not a board, and it's a committee.
You made the comment a while ago, Kenny Smith, I think he would have been a good one.
Oh, he would be.
Mr. Basketball, you know.
Yeah.
You don't have anybody on here about basketball. So.
No, and we can, and I'm not limited to adding Kenny Smith, and I'm sure Kenny would do it for me, but he's, you know, this has been one of these things, every time I turn around, it's somebody that,
Like somebody
you know, but Kenny, yes, Kenny would be a very good one to add to this list. And he would be excited to work with East Ridge to help to make this better.
I talked
to the list.
Yes, I get it.
I talked to someone today who had concerns about the folks who would be not directly East Ridge residents. And yeah, there are a lot of folks on this list that have significant East Ridge ties. You know, went to high school here, you know, coached in the Parks and Rec for, you know, or the recreation leagues for 20 years, you know, various things. You know, the Byron Coleman, having worked down there at Camp Jordan as a volunteer for years and years. People who love East Ridge, who love Camp Jordan, and you know, I'm okay with the fact that, and I think in fact it's pretty important that we have people that aren't just confined to East Ridge, that we have people who are in Chattanooga, North Georgia, who have seen and experienced how things are done in other places, and can bring that here and say, hey, you know, I've got experience in this area, let me tell you how this worked, and it did really well. So, yeah, that was the idea. Still think it's a good idea, and would love if council approved this.
I'll make a motion we approve this.
I'll second.
Blue Ribbon Sports Committee.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. I do want to mention as well, it's called the Sports Committee, but obviously recreation is a big part of this with some of the people you saw there, the canoeing and the creek, and necessarily, wouldn't necessarily call that a sport, there's recreation. You know, we've had some things, events in the park, concerts, there's a Berry Quarter Entertainment Connections, Bonnaroo, Friends of Festival. We have opportunity to take full advantage of what Camp Jordan is. Not many people have Camp Jordan. We're a very fortunate city to have that. And so, again, I just think this is a good opportunity for us.
I agree.
Barry's already working on 38 special for the big party.
I just think it's, I don't have a problem with the committee. I just want them to be sure to understand East Ridge's budget situation.
Sure.
And not come in and propose $1 million or $2 million worth of improvements. So,
And I trust Stunt will apprise the
No,
committee.
I know how much money we got, that's what I've got to monitor. I mean, they can suggest whatever they want to, that doesn't mean that's something that we're going to. that we're
This
not
is
going to
kind
do.
of a long range.
Yes, a 5-year plan, a 10-year plan, plus, as the mayor said, going through this, I also put some people on here that can help us with things we do daily, not just the 5 and 10 year. To have some supporters. I mean, they're volunteers, is what they are, and that's kind of what I was trying to put together. People that have accomplished a lot. Some of those kids have gone on and accomplished, and now they've got time they want to be a part.
how's the soccer program going down there?
How is it going?
How's it, the select team soccer, how's that working out? Working with those folks?
I mean, right now
Are
it's.
they maintaining their fields and
Yes.
all that?
Well, I mean, we're the one that has to maintain the fields. They had to give us $40,000 in cash and $15,000 in purchasing something for the fields. They bought new goals that were needed for the fields, and they have been ordered, which will give them what they are supposed to have done for their obligation for the first year. They're now in their second year. The contract has not been renewed as of yet. Whenever they decide what they want to bring to you, I have been dealing with Jack Skelton, who is a guy that writes the leases and stuff for public parking. I would rather deal with Matt Yelton, who's the guy that runs the program. And if you remember, I said to you folks when we made this deal with them, that the people that are running this are the same people that I've been dealing with for 3 years. Jack Skelton's not saying, he's a nice guy, I like him. That has nothing to do with it, but he's strictly somebody that comes in, and if he's going to be there to work the deal, then he just needs to deal straight with the attorneys as far as that goes. But yeah, I mean, I have no problem with them down there.
Do you foresee that contract being renewed?
They want it to be renewed. I mean, that'll be up to y'all. I won't prevent, they will put together what contract they want, and then they will bring it to the council, and y'all will decide.
Well, I've just heard something about a 20-year, someone wanting a 20 years
Okay.
lease, and I'm not going for that.
All right,
I'll tell you that
I mean,
right now.
and that came from somebody that is a daddy,
Yeah.
two daddies. Yesterday morning, I was hearing that the I-75 Exit 1 developers were getting involved in discussions about that, and then there was another attorney involved in it. I went directly to them and said, I got a problem, we need to solve this problem, we need to solve it now. And John Healy said that I need to propose a 20-year deal. It was the greatest thing ever was to have the folks out here at Camp Jordan, and he couldn't understand why the city of East Ridge themselves would not be interested in locking these folks down for 20 years. Now that was, John Healy doesn't have a vote.
I just thought I'd throw that out.
Yeah, I mean, and
Just go ahead and throw it
No,
out.
I mean, you heard exactly. I mean, that's what happened, and he and Ethan and I had a very enlightened discussion, and when it was over, we all walked off smiling, and they didn't agree with me, but no, I am not gonna recommend a 20-year agreement with anybody for anything, and, the thing that.
I was not told that you were in favor of it or advocating for it or anything. I want to make that clear.
No.
Yeah.
No, what I've told them recently, council and Mr. Evans, what I've told them recently is, I didn't think at this point in time, they need to bring any contract before the council, because at this point in time, the council has a lot of stuff to do. You've got worried about roads and all kinds of things we've got working on right now. And I told them I thought it would be best on their part if they would not bring that in front of you folks right now. I just didn't think it was a good time.
Well, I'd like to see the pavilion done out there.
I would
The
do.
road and pavilion before we even start talking about
Yeah, I agree.
the, yeah.
Believe me, I'm out there every day. I'm on your side.
Yeah, I drove through the park today. Did I see correctly? They have kind of roped off the place where the pavilions.
Yes, sir. We picked the place out yesterday, laid it out to where that would miss water and we would miss electrical, and they are starting on it, and it's moving forward just like it's supposed to. The only thing that I didn't see that I thought we had in it, we didn't, was 2 air conditioners. But the showers and the restrooms won't be air conditioned. They said we could get them for $600 a piece. We'll worry about that.
Well, forgive me for bringing this up, okay? But I drove in, Chief Williams, he knows where I'm going. I drove down by there yesterday. They're still blowing and going, hauling dirt out of there. And they're putting it on the opposite side of the road. They're filling in the pond across the street. I would like an answer. I mean, to me, they're going a little bit further than what our discussions were intended. I think, I want to know an answer. Did anyone on this council think that they were going to utilize Camp George dirt to fill in the pond that was across the street? I thought it was all for where Bass Pro is.
That's what I thought.
I thought
we agreed on it.
I noticed today they were putting it all on Bass Pro side.
They weren't yesterday, because I followed the trucks in there.
But I think what happened was, I'm just speaking because what I think might happen is when we had all that rain, they couldn't use that dirt, so they bought dirt and was filling in to go there, so now they've got to put this dirt somewhere, so they're gonna fill in that hole for the Zaggies.
Well, I think they're kind of taking advantage of the situation right now, and I think they ought to be able to put in $600 air conditioners in the bathrooms, but, you know, that's just me.
I agree with you.
I think we need to, Chief Williams needs to get an explanation of a drop dead date of when they are going to stop hauling dirt and where they're hauling the dirt to. Because yesterday, that pond was half full. That little pond behind the hotel, and they had 2 sheep's hoods going over it. And by today, it's probably full today.
Yeah, my understanding was, you know, at the time, the only thing they had was the Bass Pro side at the time we made the arrangement. Personally, and I may be the only one who feels this way, I don't have a big problem with them filling in the other side.
The problem I have is those they didn't come and talk to us about it.
The other problem I have with it, when we get ready to build our fire department, we're going to have some dirt filled in, get it leveled out. And we're going to be in a situation, we're going to be buying a bunch of dirt from somebody else.
Perhaps not. We may be able to.
Unless we go behind your house today.
I don't have a problem with a give and take situation, but let's make it a true give and take and not an all take. So, sorry. Didn't mean to go off on that.
No, and while we went in that direction, You know, they have not finished, they have not been able to, it's not their fault to finish the restrooms over there that they were remodeling. One thing that Chief Williams and I talked about, and I talked about it with the former folks that were in charge here before they left, and we want to take down that old soccer building, which leaks, and the only thing they use it for is their referees to dress upstairs, and we need to get it down.
Amen.
Yeah, and you went over there, and
That-
I just like to have the council's
that's a horrible
permission to
building.
go on and turn Norman loose on that thing tomorrow. And let's get this thing down and move forward and get the bathrooms redone and make that look well over there.
And,
What are you talking on redoing the bathrooms now? They're already approved till you get the leak stopped, right?
Correct.
And they're gonna go back
So-
there and repaint them.
Yes, sir. And what we have,
What we're talking about is on the bathrooms in the back of the two-story
which
building.
joins the two-story building and has a, you don't call it mezzanine, but a cover over that.
But is the two-story building leaking, or is it just the bathroom building?
Oh, no, this two-story building leaks, and we can't store anything down underneath it because of it. But if you look, see how it's built, and where they built everything up around it, there's not a lot of prevention. And if we wanted to fix the building up, we could do that, but it's gonna be expensive to save the building to fix it up. And then after we fix it up, it's still probably gonna leak.
would it not be cheaper to buy a metal building?
If you need to-
If it